If you've checked out my channel in the past, you will have heard me sing the praises of the tech behind the Quest 2, but you'll also have heard me lament of how incredibly uncomfortable it is without any modifications. Sure, Oculus/Meta sell their own version of a deluxe headset adapter at a premium price, but what are your other options? Plus, are there ways to improve on other aspects of the Quest 2? Kiwi Design has sent a bunch of different add-ons that aim to tackle that question directly. Buckle up, folks. It's time for some review. I'm going to break this review video up into sections, and I'll try and address pros and cons of each piece, and hopefully by the end it will help you decide if any of these accessories are right for you. Now let's start with the head strap, since this is my biggest annoyance with the default Quest as well as the Quest 2, since they are both front heavy and not only tiring but uncomfortable to wear for any extended period of time. Kiwi Design's upgraded Elite strap only requires you remove the fabric stretchy bits on the factory Quest 2, and the side plastics clip directly over the audio section on your Quest 2. You thread the top through the slot, and that's it. That's the whole install. The top strap has a Velcro adjustment, but to move the back tighter or looser, there is a plastic knob on the back that you turn clockwise or counterclockwise to adjust. Right here. Where this makes the biggest difference, however, is the wipeable memory foam cushion that supports the back of your head, as well as having the top head strap be padded and memory foam as well. Now, I usually follow up the pros with cons, but I genuinely cannot think of a single con for this head strap. It's easy to install, it's super comfortable, and it is at the same white as the rest of the Quest, so it doesn't look like an aftermarket accessory. It is every kind of fantastic. So let's move on to the facial interface set. Installation of this is also a breeze, as the factory interface piece, or the piece that presses up against your face to be more clear, just unclips if you pull it away from the rest of the headset. What Kiwi Designs have done is replace it with one that has vents in both the bottom and the top for heat reasons, as well as to prevent any fogging or condensation. But they've also included multiple foam pads, one cloth sports version and two leather or pleather feeling wipeable pads. Now, I don't think I would say the fabric sports pad is more comfortable than the one that comes with the Quest 2, but it is a little bit thinner, which, if you are not aware, the closer your eyes are to the screen, the wider the field of view is. Also, the pads are easily switched out as they are just connected via Velcro, so it only takes seconds to swap back and forth. They've also included a glasses spacer that, if you like, you can add to the interface. Effectively, this gives you a little more space so you can wear glasses inside the headset without worrying about them pressing up against the glass of the lenses themselves. And speaking of lenses, they've included a foam lens protector that just fits in the headset when you're not wearing it. So this prevents light as well as debris from getting to the lenses. The pluses for the interface kit are, no matter which pad you use, foam or wipeable leather, they are all comfortable. My personal preference is to use the wipeable ones, as I happen to like the way they feel up against my skin, but sweating and heat is reduced either way because of all the vents. My only con with this set is in regards to the soft nose piece, which is a very thin rubber flap that prevents light leakage from the bottom. On me, it doesn't block 100% of the light from the bottom, but that's tricky to list as a con since everyone has a different shaped face, a different shaped nose. So although it may not block 100% of the light for me, it may work 100% for you. Next up, and probably the most unique version that I have seen, is their Pro version controller grip cover. This one is going to be highly subjective, as you may love the size and the feel of the Quest and Quest 2 controllers. I myself find them way too small. Now, don't get me wrong, they function very well, but especially going back and forth between my index to the Quest 2, it almost feels like it's gonna fall out of my hand. Take a look at these beauties. They only require you to remove the hand strap section of the Quest 2 controller, as well as the battery cover, and then you slip your controller into this. Did I mention it's beautiful? Within minutes, you can make your Quest 2 controller feel near identical to the index knuckles, and all without blocking the sensor ring at the top. There is a compartment that swings open for access to the battery, and you can adjust the strap that goes around the back of your hand with a push button. The entire cover is made up of a combination of plastic and a black grippy rubber-like material, and it feels really good in my hand. But they've also included a fabric wrap that can cover the part that goes around the back of your hand if you prefer the feel of fabric there. I love, love, love this. My only complaint is that even with their tabs that you put behind the battery to make it easier to get the batteries out when you need to recharge or swap them, getting the batteries out is not easy. You see, you can't just pull at the batteries to remove them, since Oculus/Meta built the controllers in such a way that the AA batteries need to be lifted before you can pull them out. So what that means is I still use the tabs they include for behind the batteries, but I also need to use a small piece of plastic to poke and lift the batteries, since the cover makes the battery far more recessed. Or maybe my fingers are too big. At the end of the day, that extra hassle is worth it to me, since I find these very comfortable to use. Lastly, I'll discuss the VR Dumbbell Accessory. Now, this is an interesting addition, since the goal of most VR headset companies is to make their controller as light as possible. However, if you're using your Quest 2 for exercise and workout routines, this might be right up your alley. The way this works is there is a top and bottom cover that sit inside the ring of your controller, so as to not block any of the sensors around the outside, and you adjust the weight by adding or removing little round weights inside of these covers. What Kiwi Designs have done is the bottom side is arched and open on one side to reduce restrictions of your thumb moving on the joysticks and the buttons. The weights are adjustable from 0.18 ounces or 5 grams all the way up to 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. That may not sound like a lot, but when you are holding your hand up in games like Beat Saber or Fit XR or even Thrill of the Fight, you will definitely feel the difference. The pros for this accessory is, again, the color and design look exactly in line with the factory Quest colors. My issue is based on hand size. I have a hard time taking this off and on easily. You have to reach up into the controller to turn that broad screw. It's just hard for me to get in there. Plus, it really does restrict the movement of your thumb. There is still room to use the stick and buttons, but I would only use it for exercise-based games and not for any of my other stuff. Personally, I think Kiwi Designs did a fantastic job with each and every one of these accessories. They all feel like quality components, and if you're looking to pimp out your Quest, both in comfort and in form, hopefully this review will help you decide which, if any of these, are right for you. If you have any questions on anything I may have missed, feel free to leave your comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching another Barefoot Gaming review, and I will talk to you again really, really soon. See ya.